Okay, so good day to everyone. Welcome to our first recorded video discussion for the subject TOU 044 Tourism and Hospitality Marketing. So let's delve into it. For this discussion, we'll be talking about primarily about module number 2 and module number 3 of our given copy of modules. Well, you can start by reading module number 1. This will give you a brief background about marketing and a few roots wherein you can see how marketing developed throughout the years. And yeah, pero basically dito tayo start sa second module natin, which is the marketing management process and the marketing plan. Okay. So, sige, siguro simulan natin dito pero pahapyaw lang, very very konting-konti lang naman, no? Just to give you a definition of marketing and its purposes, no? Kung bakit nga ba tayo nagma-market ng isang bagay or bakit tayo nagma-market ng isang produkto, para saan nga ba ito. So nakalagay dito, today marketing is known as an advanced blend of strategy and technology. However, it hasn't always been this way. The history of marketing, as we know it, began the humble beginnings of simply trying to sell goods and services. So, basically, marketing is when you try to sell goods and service to a particular audience, to your market, para sa mga consumers, sa mga customers mo. You are trying your best to sell a goods or service, mahikayat mo sila na bumili ng iyong produkto. And that is marketing. Siyempre, kung maraming bibili ng produkto mo, mas malaki ang kita ng iyong business, of course. So, a good marketing strategy is very essential in every business. Ito kasi yung parang ginagawa mong plano, ginagawa mong strategy in order for your customers, for your target audience, for your target market to buy your specific goods or service. And nasa pag-analyze mo na yan ng mga bagay-bagay kung paano mo ibibenta ang iyong produkto. Pero yun ang mga pag-uusapan natin sa mga susunod na modules na itatakal natin. So let's go with marketing as a management process. We are not just defining marketing itself. We are now putting marketing on a perspective of a manager. As a manager ng isang business, no, or if you guys have your own businesses, or pag someday pag kayo ay mag-manage na ng sarili ninyong business, how will you approach your marketing strategy, no? Papaano mo gagawin o paano mo pagpaplanuhan yung magiging marketing strategy mo. So we have 5 steps indicated here, and these 5 steps of management process is according to Lumsden, who created this framework of marketing as a management process way back in 1997 pa. So let's read, no? The first step we have is the marketing information system. Next is marketing planning. We have planning tactical campaigns, marketing operations, and monitoring and control. So we have 5 steps here, no? And hindi na naka-indicate dito na step-by-step process siya, pero it is a step-by-step process. So we follow a chronological order kung ano yung una mong gagawin and then yung next mong gagawin para maging maganda at successful ang iyong marketing plan or marketing strategy mo. So first and foremost, we have the first step here as marketing as a management process. We do marketing information system. And when it comes to this, no, ang pinaka madali na lang siguro na paraan para ma-describe natin to ng maayos is your data gathering system. You gather data, you gather your information and then you store it so that in the future, or when you are devising your marketing strategy for your product, you have enough data to support your planning stage or to support your strategy. And what kinds of data are we looking for, no? Ano nga ba yung mga information na usually hinahanap natin para tayo ay makabuo ng maayos na marketing strategy? So, we look into the information about our customers. Ano yung mga pag-uusapan natin about our customers, no? How much are their spending capacity? In what generation do they belong to? Do they belong to the generation X, Y, or Z? Um, we will delve into that later on sa mga latter part pa ng modules ninyo. And then we also talk about here their buying decision process, no? Paano sila nagde-decide kung ano yung mga bibili nila? Do they decide more on the quality of the price, or do they decide based on the popularity of a specific item, or and whatnot, no? And everything that is under the category of our customers, we gather the data. So yun nga, whether or not sino sa ating mga customers o sino sa ating mga target market ang willing bumili ng ganitong produkto, and so on and so forth. Next, we also look into our competitors, our competition. The other businesses that we rival, or that we are rivals with. Ito yung mga businesses na directly nakikipag-compete sa atin or indirectly nakikipag-compete din sa atin. So more on that on other modules pa. Pero dito pag-uusapan natin kung paano sila kumikilos, paano sila nag-a-adapt on specific challenges. For example, paano nag-adapt si McDonald's nung nagkaroon sila ng shortage sa supply ng fries nila. So, ngayon, same thing is happening with Jollibee, but instead, the Jollibee is now facing a crisis when it comes to their chicken products. Di ko alam kung nabalitaan ninyo. Pero some Jollibee stores will cease to offer their chicken products kasi nahihirapan na sila maghanap ng suppliers. Same thing with McDo, ganun din. Nahihirap na sila sa chicken ngayon. So, aside from that, then, how do other competitors take advantage of specific time periods or specific seasons in our society? Like say, for example, pag Christmas season, paano take advantage ng competition natin yung demand, yung increase in demand, or pag summer season, or pag hindi peak season, lalo yung mga rainy season natin, yung June, July, August, mga hindi sila peak season. So how do our competitors adjust accordingly? And there are also many other things that we gather data from. No? We also gather data in our own organization. Ano yung mga capabilities and effectiveness natin, or what we call most commonly known as the strengths and weaknesses. So basically, that's it, no? With the first step, all we do is to gather information. And if if you are already fond of planning something, no? Kung kayo ay nakasubok na magplano sa buhay ninyo, kahit hindi plano about your life, plano about a specific project in school, or plano about recently plano nyo to vote, ganyan. I don't know if some of you guys are voters already, pero ayun. Basically, what we do first before we decide what to do is to gather information. Bago natin pagplanuhan kung ano yung gagawin natin, bago natin gawin kung ano yung gagawin natin, we first gather information. The same thing applies here in marketing. You also gather information first from the most vital vital points in marketing, specifically customers to competitors and we as the organization itself. So that is the first step, marketing information system, gathering of data. Next, we move into the marketing planning. When we say marketing planning na, this involves an analysis of the marketing environment in relation to the potentials of one's business. So basically, we now make a plan based from the data that we currently have, based from the data that we gathered when we made our first step of the management process. Ano ngayon yung gagawin nating marketing strategy para naka-align siya sa potential ng ating business and para naka-align din siya doon sa needs and wants ng ating mga market and ng ating competitors and so on and so forth. It also involves setting up of objectives and an evaluation of the milestones that the company has reached. So here we also set objectives like what should we do in this specific period of time, what should we already have when we reach the end goal of our plan, ano dapat yung estado ng company natin when we are currently doing a specific marketing plan, or how far are we in, or how far should we be in if we are undergoing a specific plan. So yun, here in step 2, you basically form objectives, you evaluate your own standing kung nasan ka man ngayon, ano yung estado, current state ng business mo, and how can you take advantage of data that you gathered during the step 1. Next is the planning of tactical campaigns. When we talk about step 2 kasi no, step 2 is more on the higher level management of marketing of planning, no. Usually ang gumagawa nito sa isang business is yung mga big boss natin, yung mga tao na nagpapatakbo ng kumpanya na medyo more on ang responsibilities nila is deciding how the company will go. Now, when we say planning tactical campaigns, ito na yung planning natin on what should we do in order to achieve our objectives. Ito yung the actual things that we should do in order to achieve, or in order to do properly the plans that we have planned during step 2. Ano yung mga kailangan nating gawin para maging successful ang ating plano? And this is what we do here in planning of tactical campaigns. So, take note of that, guys, ha. May difference ang dalawa. Ang difference ng marketing planning is more on setting up goals, setting up objectives, and yun nga, setting up goals that are based on the data that we gathered here in the marketing information system. And then next, planning tactical campaigns, ito na yung pagplano ng actual na gagawin natin, the practical and realistic campaigns that we should do in order for us to achieve the goals and objectives that we have set in the second process of our management process. Next, we have the marketing operations. Ito na yung implementation of the actual plans that we have done or we have generated. And basically that's it. We implement now. We are now on the action stuff, or doing the plan, executing the plan that we created during the last few steps that we made. And then the last process here is the monitoring and control, which is more on short word for this is feedback. Ano yung resulta ng ating pag-implement or pag-undergo ng marketing operations, yung pag-implement ng plano natin, ano yung naging resulta nito? Naayon ba siya doon sa sinet nating goals or objectives? Yun nga, na-reach ba natin ang ating mga targets? And kung hindi man natin na-reach ang ating targets, saan tayo nagkulang? Saan tayo nagkulang sa ating pag-implement Saan tayo nagkulang sa ating planning? Ano yung mga tiningnan natin na information sa mga hindi natin tiningnan na information? And so on and so forth. We now monitor the aftermath of our planning, and also we control the damages as much as possible, and we control the uh, we try our best to control the results in order for it to be favorable for us. So eto, dito na pumapasok din yung mga short time natin na fix dun sa ibang mga problema na nag-occur during implementation, and so on and so forth. So that's it, no? When it comes to marketing as a management process, we have 5 steps here, or five steps. We have marketing information system, wherein we gather the data that we need in order for us to plan better. Next is the marketing planning, wherein we set our objectives, we set our goals. We now generate a plan based from the data that we gathered in the marketing information system. Next is the planning of tactical campaigns. Ito na yung pagplano ng actual na execution or actual na plan of action in order for us to achieve the goals and objectives that we have set during our marketing planning. Next is the marketing operations. Ito na yung pag-implement mismo ng mga strategies na formulate ninyo. And then monitoring and control is more on the feedback. You monitor how the implementation of the marketing plan is going, whether or not it's going positive, favorable for the business, or whether or not it's neutral ground, walang masyadong nangyayari, or negative or failing yung inyong marketing plan. So basically, that's it for our marketing as a management process. So when the time comes that you are tasked to create a marketing plan as the manager of your business or as the manager of a specific company, here is how you do it. Now, let's go to the actual plan. Yung actual na document na ginagawa natin in order for us to have a good marketing strategy. Dito natin ngayon i-implement pa in paper na to, hindi na to in usapan lang. Dito natin i-implement yung 5 key processes na nakalagay dito in order for us to have a good marketing plan. So yan. Module number 3, marketing plan. It will serve as the roadmap for all marketing activities of the firm and align the marketing activities with the corporate strategic plan and blah, 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 blah. Let's now go to here na. Outline of the marketing plan. So take note of this outline as we may be doing our own marketing plan in the future. Let's see how the semester will go. Pero take note of the outline of the marketing plan. I want you guys to be familiar with this, to at least memorize this, no? Yung pagkakasunod-sunod lang, and kung ano yung ibig sabihin o yung hinihingi ng bawat nakalagay dito sa marketing plan natin. So we have the executive summary, the abstract or the abstract of the research paper must be convincing. The first part of the executive summary is the introduction. Yan, halagay dyan, introduction. And here in the introduction, we have several things that we should put here. First is the current situation of the company. Yun nga, no? Kung ano yung current na estado ng inyong kumpanya. Environmental factors, ito yung mga external factors natin, no, na hindi natin kontrolado. External factors na hindi natin kontrolado na nakakaapekto para sa ating business. Next is the comparative analysis. So here we evaluate our competitors. How do they fare in pricing? How do they fare in quality of their food, their ambience, their service, and so on and so forth. We analyze our competitors. Next is the marketing trend. Ano ba yung mga uso ngayon? Ano yung mga uso when it comes to marketing? Specifically, ano yung uso when it comes to marketing a specific product of ours, no? And then next is the sorry, market potential. And when we say market potential, gaano karami ang magiging demand natin pag tayo ay nagkaroon or pag tayo ay nag-introduce ng isang produkto. Like, say for example, um, hirap kang or mahilig kang maglinis ng tenga, 'di ba? Mahilig kang maglinis ng tenga whether in the form of cotton buds or yung kutsara na bakal or kung ano man yung ginagamit ninyo pang linis ng ng tenga ninyo. Pero ako nagulat na lang ako din bigla, no? Merong biglang isang company na nag-isip na why not create a tool that can be used for cleaning the ears na may camera. So you will connect the device into your phone and then makikita mo yung loob ng tenga mo kasi may camera doon sa device na yun na pinapasok mo sa tenga mo para malinis yung tenga mo. So, imagine, no, the thought process, yung thinking process ng mga gumawa ng product na yun. How will they market that specific how will they advertise that specific product, no? Kasi it is very much designed to satisfy a need of your customers. Pero napakadali na kasi in some ways it's already nonsensical since we can clean our ears din naman talaga and by ourselves with the use of cotton buds, enough na yon, or yung kutsara na bakal, enough na rin yon. So why not why will we as the consumers go as far as to spend a certain amount of our money para lang makakuha ng isang panlinis ng tenga na kaya namang resolbahan ng cotton buds? So bakit pagagastos, 'di ba? So imagine how the marketing team of this specific company did their duties, no, in order to create a demand. Kasi at the end of the day, yun lang din naman ang isa sa mga sa mga gustong gawin ng mga marketers natin, magkaroon ng demand para sa ating specific na produkto na ibebenta. And here in the market potential, we see the potential of our product or the potential of the industry that we are choosing to venture forward with. Kung gaano kalaki yung market potential niya, gaano kalaki yung chance na magkaroon tayo ng magandang demand dito sa industry na ito. And aside from that, marketing research, findings about your external market, basically, kung ano yung mga pinag-uusapan natin about our consumers. So, guys, no, tingnan nyo. Ito yung unang part, introduction. And if you will see clearly, lahat ng mga nakalagay dito, it's basically gathering data. You gather the current situation of the company, kung ano yung current na estado ng kumpanya ninyo. You also gather environmental factors, external factors that is not within our control na nakakaapekto sa ating business. Competitive analysis, you also gather data about your competitors. Marketing trend, you gather data about kung ano yung uso ngayon sa marketing strategies natin. You also gather data whether or not the industry that we are planning to venture forward with has a good market potential. And we also gather data in our marketing research findings. Basically, we gather data about our consumers, about our target market. And that is step 1 of the management process, marketing information system. Diba? Okay, so let's move forward. Background of the plan reveals the background of why the marketing plan should be created. So, again, we now talk about, we are slowly talking about the plan itself. So, when we say background of the plan, we reveal how are we going to approach this marketing strategy First, we have the property needs analysis. So we look into the gaps within the company's profit areas, reveals areas of neglect. Basically, it's like an in-depth check of our company. Saan nagkulang ang ating kumpanya? Ano yung mga lumabas na kahinaan? Ano yung mga lumabas na strengths natin? And dito lalabas ulit din ang ating best friend, SWOT analysis. Para sa mga hindi pa nakakarinig or hindi pa familiar with SWOT analysis, this is a very, very, very common tool that managers use. Very common yet very effective, no? Highly effective tool that managers use in order for them to know what should be the next step that that no what should be the next step that should be that should be um executed in order for us to sustain our growth or to develop growth or to survive. Depende kung anong klaseng strategy ang bubuin natin. Strengths and weakness, just a very quick, very, very quick definition. SWOT analysis stands for strengths, weakness, opportunities, and threats. Strengths and weaknesses are those that are internal factors, meaning these things, strengths and weaknesses, can be controlled. Ito yung kontrolado natin sa loob ng ating business. And when we say opportunities and threats naman, these are external environment or external factors, things that we cannot control. Dito lalabas yung mga nandito sa part 1 natin, environmental factors, competitive analysis, marketing trend, market potential, and so on and so forth. And then lastly, for the background of the plan, we have market positioning statement. So, if you will see clearly, no, here in the background of the plan, it's more or less like your introduction. It's also gathering of data. Pero, ang pinagkaiba kasi dito, it's more in-depth. Mas malalim ang pag-uusapan natin dito. Here, we talk about specific information. Here kasi, 'di ba, we basically just gathered stuff. We just gathered them. Ano lang naman tayo eh. Naghakot lang tayo ng information na pwede nating makuha. Pero dito sa background of the plan, we now analyzed the current condition of our company. We now analyzed our competitors, our external factors. We now analyzed our strengths, our weaknesses. Where do we stand in the market positioning? So yun, that's the main difference of the two, no? When we say introduction, basically we just gathered data, and then for the background of the plan, basically we analyzed the data that we gathered. And then next, we have objectives. Now, nasa part 3 na tayo, and kung napapansin niyo, unti-unti na tayong pumupunta sa marketing planning natin. And then, well, when we are now in the part of the objectives, we set goals. And these goals we want to achieve for a certain period of time. First, it must be quantitative, expressed in monetary terms, units of measure, time specific, and profit margin. And next, it must be smart as well, specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time bound. So may examples dito ng objectives na hindi gaano kaganda, and may example ng objectives dito na mas maayos. So here, we have to be the best hotel in the region. Guys, this is very generic and very poor, no? Kasi why? It is immeasurable, first and foremost. How can we measure best hotel in the region? Wala tayong idea, wala tayong basehan kung paano natin sasabihin na tayo yung best hotel in the region. And the better statement here is to be the best hotel in the region by providing. You now provide steps. You now provide specific steps that you will follow throughout a specific period of time. in order for your plan to be successful. Ito yung quantitative. We want it to be as much as possible definitive or definite or yung legit na paraan. Meron tayong, it can be expressed through exact monetary terms. It can also be expressed in units of measure or time bound. Like say for example, to be the best hotel in the region within 5 years, by providing quality service to our guests while not being um, not being mahal or not being pricey. Hindi ko alam, nabablanko ko na yung English ko. And then another poor statement here is to provide quality service to all our guests. Again, very generic, no, very measurable. So you give actual evidences to support your objectives. And then next, we also have here our target market. We identify our target market. And in order, syempre, mas mahalaga ang target market natin. Para sa mga hindi pa nakakaalam din kung ano yung target market is the brief description of the demographics and psychographics of the market segments identified. Marketing segmentation will be tackled here in this subject, pero it will be at the latter part pa of the semester. Pero basically kasi when we segment our market, we segment it into different categories. We have a segmentation according to the demographic profile. When we say demographic profile, ito po yung, like say for example, yung kanilang edad, gano'ng karami ang age, gano'ng karami ang male and female, gano'ng karami ang matanda on a specific area, gano'ng karami yung millennials, gano'ng karami yung Gen Z, age ng mga usual na nakatira doon sa specific area na yon, and so on and so forth. Basically, everything that is about the general information of the target market or of the specific audience. Yun po yung demographics. We also segment our market depende sa location. Sino yung mga nakatira dito, sino yung mga nakatira sa ganito, sino yung nakasituate sa isang area na purely planned ang urban living, whereas compared doon sa number of people na nakatira sa high-end places, sa mga subdivisions, sa mga villages, gaano karami ang nakatira along the Riles, very classic, ganyan, and so on and so forth. We have many ways to segment our market, and that will be talked about when the time comes. For now, we talk about the generic marketing plan, and yun nga, dito sa target market natin, dito na natin sila segment ang ating market according to different categories. So yun, eto na, marketing strategy. Now we are at the step number 2. Step number 2 pa rin pala tayo. Pero in some ways, pinag-iisipan na rin natin yung step 3 natin dito sa management process. We are now at the marketing strategies. What should we do to our product? Ano yung mga gagawin natin sa ating produkto? Paano natin sila i-advertise? So, let me give you this short video, no? Para lang makita din ninyo kung paano minarket ng mga specific companies nila or paano sila gumawa ng advertisements according doon sa mga plano nilang market. So, tingnan natin tong una and then let's talk about it for quite some time. Okay, so yun. Isa sa mga unang advertisements na titingnan natin, and let's dive into this deeper, no? The product here is the Apple Watch. And as we all know, no, Apple products tend to be costly, masyadong mahal. And with that being said, dahil sa mindset natin, mahal siya, ang iniisip natin dapat when we buy Apple products, we should be very careful with it. If not very careful with it, we should be delicate around it. We should treat it with respect, treat it with care, no? But here in this video, here in this advertisement, you see the same product of Apple, the elegance of it, no, during the start, wherein they showcase the clarity of the watches with it being with the sky being mirrored on it, no, nakikita ninyo. Pero at the end of the video, makikita nyo na it is used in such a way na very vulnerable yung product. It is exposed in such a way na hindi mo may imagine na gagamitin itong produktong ito in this way. And they want to express it that way kasi they want people to think na our products, albeit mahal or albeit costly, they are durable and they are yun nga, they are not that vulnerable as we may think of it, no? So, yun. And it is, and magugulat ka na lang na really, it can be used for sports. It can be used for active lifestyle. So, in that way, no, mas lumaki tuloy yung reach ng kanilang product. Mas nagkaroon sila ngayon ng bagong demand. Kasi 'di ba, since ang isip natin sa Apple products dapat maingat tayo, dapat yun nga we treat Apple products with care. Pero dahil dito sa advertisements na to, ngayon makikita ng mga active goers, makikita ng may mga active lifestyles na wait, even if even if that product is elegant, that product is classy, that product attracts good vibes to or attracts um, positive energy in some ways, it can be durable. I can use it in my daily lifestyle. In that way, si Apple po, nag-create sila ng panibagong demand doon sa product nila na, hey, our products are also good for those people who have active lifestyle. Hindi lang siya pang classy or um, pang elegant na tao or elegant na audience. If you have an active lifestyle, you can also wear our products. And in that way, mas dumami ngayon yung reach ng kanilang produkto. And that is the importance of knowing your product and how you would like to strategize on it. That is also the importance of knowing your target market or segmenting the market that you have by Apple, no, by by choosing choosing an approach that could reach multiple markets, no. Ganun ang ginawa nila. Next, sorry, we have the pricing strategy. Pricing can be a little bit tough for managers. Sometimes pricing can make or break your product, no. If you will price your product at higher value, no, very mahal, uh, bababa ang chances na mas marami ang makakapansin ng produkto mo, pero high risk naman, high reward, no. So high reward naman siya pag napansin, magbo-boom, mag-click siya, and since mahal mo siya binibenta, malaking maging kita mo. Whereas pag binenta mo naman siya ng masyadong affordable, people may now think, bakit affordable to? Like say for example, no, sa example lang, doon sa binigay kong example sa inyo, which is yung Uniqlo and Shane. Or wag tayo siguro mag-Uniqlo. Si Uniqlo kasi medyo medyo abot kaya pa. Siguro dun tayo sa mga sobrang mahal talaga ng mga produkto. Like, say for example, Gucci, ayan. Gucci and Shane, my goodness. So, kung titingnan mo mabuti, no, dun sa Shane products natin, sobrang mura ng mga produkto na binibenta nila. To the point na you ask yourself, why is this so cheap? Bakit sobrang mura ng mga produkto dito sa establishment na ito? Um, you will now get this notion na i-question mo na ngayon yung credibility ng isang produkto dahil sa presyo niya. Dahil lang sobrang mura ng produkto, kine-question mo na ngayon yung credibility ng rest ng establishment na yun. Bakit kaya? Anong ginagawa nila para maging ganito kamura yung produkto natin? So, it really, no, the pricing strategy, it will really make or break your product or your business. So, you really have to be careful when it comes to pricing your products. Next is the promotional mix. When we say promotional mix, ito na yung um, the actual execution, paano natin i-advertise ngayon ang ating produkto in order to reach our goals and objectives. And then distribution strategy is basically asking the questions on what platform are we trying to distribute these advertisements, or in what platform are we planning to take advantage of in order for us to successfully do our marketing strategies. Next is timetable, very generic, very straightforward. Basically, you set a timetable in order for you to know, dapat by March meron na tayong ganito, dapat by July meron na tayong ganito, dapat na-achieve na natin itong ganitong klaseng sales, and so on and so forth. Next is budget. Of course, very important, the budget allocation. Magkano ang i-allocate mong budget when it comes to generating the promotional mix? Magkano ang ilalagay mong budget when it comes to formulating a distribution strategy on what platform, etc., etc. And then lastly, we have the conclusion, or basically the essential points, or putting up the essential points of the marketing plan. So yun, if you will look closely here in the marketing plan, it really resembles the management process. And to be honest with you, same goes din naman talaga when it comes to the other aspects of business. It is very much crucial that we gather data first. Very important talaga, as in. Importante na meron tayong data muna. Malaman muna natin kung ano yung ating pinapasok, malaman muna natin kung ano yung ating papasukin na industriya. And then, after gathering data, now we can formulate a concise or a good sound strategy. And then, we move forward to the implementation of the marketing plan and monitoring and controlling the marketing plan. And basically, that's it with our discussion. And I hope kahit pa paano meron kayo natutunan. If you have questions, feel free to message me. And ayun nga, I'd like you guys to take down notes. Sana meron while you guys are listening. And sana rin meron kayo na formulate na questions para pagdating natin next week, we have something to discuss before we go to our activity. So yun lang naman guys. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day ahead of you. Bye!